What is going on, guys? I'm back on the mic today from Spectral Sound, and welcome to today's video. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how I remade the main bass from Getter and Barely Alive's song God No. It's not released, or No God, or whatever it's called. I don't even remember. But they just posted a video of them in the studio just talking and working, and they were playing this in the background, and the video got like a ton of views, and people really liked it, and people want to know how to make the sound. And it was requested a while ago. I'm not taking requests anymore, as I said in a previous video, but it was requested a while ago, and I decided to get to it because I thought it'd be fun. Alright, this is the track right here, and I have my little remake as well. I know people are going to be asking about this MIDI. I decided to give the MIDI away for free. Aren't I such a nice guy, right? The link for that's going to be in the description, but before we go any further, let's just have a listen to this.
No, God!
I think that transient's from your sample pack, the one you made.
Yeah, there's them talking right there. Before you hear my remake, I have done a bunch of effects to make it sound like it was recorded like on an iPhone, like not on just a cheap speaker like they had it recorded on, so you can really see the similarities. But I will also take it off when I'm doing the tutorial so you can see exactly what you're getting. I am including the higher FM part of the sound right here. It's on a macro. You can see it if you download the preset in the description, but it's on a macro right there, and it doesn't sound exactly the same as this one. I do feel like this lower part right here is a better recreation, but I just included that anyway because it still sounded pretty good. Alright, here we go.
No, God!
Alright, there we go, and just so you know exactly what you're getting, this is it without any of the weird effects on it. And here's the higher FM part. Pretty sweet sound either way. Alright, without further ado, let's just dive right into this patch. This is actually a very simple sound to make. Like, it's an FM bass. Like, it's a kind of a basic FM screech bass, just with, you know, a couple unique wavetables. It's not anything too complicated. And I've noticed Getter doesn't like to be very complicated in his sound design. He likes to stick with, you know, the basic stuff. He does a lot with the basic shapes, stuff like that, and it still sounds good, so whatever sounds good, man. Alright, for this first oscillator, we are going to choose a Matrix Y C64, which I believe is in, yeah, it's in the analog tab. It's right there. And this is going to be the carrier for our FM. The wavetable position is at 18. The FM is at 40%. That's very important. And the level is all the way down because we are modulating it with LFO1 here. LFO1 is modulating the wavetable position up 11. The FM is modulating just a little bit, just going up 5. Just a little extra movement there because turning this FM knob is pretty harsh if you've ever done anything with it. And then we're modulating the level up 75, so from 0 to normal. Pop that down a couple octaves and you are good to go. This macro one is modulating the wavetable position down -21, and that's just because when the FM goes higher, because right now it's on the lower FM, and when you pop the macro up, it's going to go to the higher, you know, screechier FM part. So that's what that's going to do, and it just sounded better in the lower part of the wavetable, you know, even lower. So that's all I had to do. I just had it slide down there. All right, throw on oscillator B. For this is going to be an analog BD sine. We're going to drop, not drop it down, but bump it up. We're going to bump it up 1 octave here, and it is going to be modulating from macro 1. It's going to be modulating up 8, just 8. That's all we need. We just need this macro to push it up 1 octave. That's all we need, because the higher the octave is for this modulator of the FM right here, that's the higher the screech is going to be. That's going to really determine the timbre of the sound. The level is all the way down, and the wavetable position is all the way up. And we are good with both oscillator A and B, so let's throw on the sub oscillator. This is just going to be generic sub bass, down a couple octaves. Going to keep the level at, why is it at 76? That is not right. Pop it down to 75. There we go. All right, and direct out, and you're good. Get into the filter. Nothing terribly complicated here. Just oscillator A is going through it. If oscillator B were to go through it, nothing would happen because oscillator B is not outputting any sound. This is a high-pass notch filter. The cutoff is at 14 hertz, and it is going up 48 with LFO1 right there. The resonance is all the way down at 0 and is modulating up 50. So we only get the peak on the high part of this spectrum. I just bumped up the drive a little bit to 25%, and the frequency of the notch is 84%, going down at -27. So doing the classic kind of thing you do with this filter, just going back and forth to create the vowel motion. The mix for this is all the way up. And we are done in this section. Pretty simple. Let's go on to the effects. First, let's add a filter. This is just a peak filter that I added right here. You can just go down to normal, and I'm at a peak 24. And so what I've done here is I have the cutoff at 4137 going down -14. So just this is doing, around the same thing as this notch filter, except it's a little offset to really accent the vowel with a small peak going right here. And it doesn't stay for long. It only stays on the higher part of the cycle because I have the mix all the way down and I'm modulating it up. But it's still there to kind of round the sound out. So the resonance is from 0 going up 37 with the modulation. There's no drive or anything. I turn the fat all the way up. I don't know exactly what this does, but when you see it on this filter right here, because it doesn't have the fat option for all of them, and it might be FAT. I might just sound like an idiot, but I don't know. But when you do see it on this filter, it just seems to bring it up to a normal kind of level. I don't know exactly what it does, but it sounded fine, so I just brought it up all the way. Like I said before, the mix is at 0% and is modulating up 50%, so you're just getting a little bit of motion in there. All right, now you can throw on a multi-band compressor. The threshold for this is at -10.9, and the rest of the values here are the same, except for the gain, which I bumped up 2.8. So we're just getting a lot grittier and a lot louder of a sound here. The high band is at 46%, the mid band is at 111%, and the low band is down all the way. We didn't want any of the weird low frequencies getting compressed. All right, now throw on some hyper dimension. I didn't use the hyper section at all. I just turned the mix all the way down. For the dimension, the size is at 0%, going up 50%. I just realized I haven't shown you guys what the sound is sounding like for each of these processes. Sorry about that. Didn't realize that before, but this is what we got right now. If you followed all these steps correctly, you should have that sound. If for some reason you didn't, then the link to download is in the description. You can just download it from there. Sorry about that. Okay, now let's throw on a phaser. The rate for this is all the way down and the depth is all the way down as well. The frequency is at 72 hertz going up 17. Just what I always do with the phaser, just doing a modulation there. It adds a lot of vowel when you just turn the phaser rate all the way down and modulate the frequency. I love doing it. The mix is down at 0%, going up 50 like we did for the filter. Now this is what we got. It's subtle, but it's there. All right, now for the EQ, doing some harsh things with the EQ here. The frequency is at 32 hertz, going up 39. The Q factor is just at 50%. You can leave it the way it is. The gain doesn't matter where it is because it is just a low pass. All right, for the right side of the filter, we got a shelving EQ here. The frequency is at 4083. The Q factor is at 43%, and the gain is at -24 decibels. Now don't worry, we are modulating this up with LFO2 here, which is very similar to LFO1. All it is just a little bit, I just sharpened these a little bit more than the other one because it just added a little more dynamic response to the sound. I don't know, I just like the way the modulation worked out. So it's going up 70 for that, and that's all that's on LFO2 there. Lastly, as usual, throw on a reverb. There is extremely minimal reverb on this patch. All I'm using it for is really just a metallic kind of delay. I could have used the delay for this, but I just decided to use the reverb. I thought it sounded good. So I'll flip on a plate reverb for this one. The size is down at 0% and the pre-delay is down at 0%. It's so subtle. The low cut is at 13% and the high cut is at 30%. The damp I have turned up to 26% and the width is all the way up so we get the full stereo field. The mix is down at 0%, modulating upward just 16, just a little bit, and that's modulating upward with envelope 1. Which all I've done here is I've left everything normal except turn the release up to 56 milliseconds, and that just leaves a little bit of the tail at the end when you release the sound to get a metallic kind of ring in the background just for a minute. Like, it's not long, just a quick little ring to fade out. It's what I heard in the original track, and it sounded nice when I did it. I'm going to skip all this post-processing right here where I made it sound like it was recorded like on a phone speaker, because that'd be weird. I'm sure like none of y'all would use that in your tracks. It's kind of strange. But I'm just going to go over what I did here other than just turning it down. And EQ. That's all you have to put on here. I was just, you know, EQing out some of these really harsh high ends and boosting the low end here. That's what I got. As I said before, if you want to download this patch, the link is in the description. Also, there's a link to my Facebook group in the description. You should go check that out because I just hit 1,000 subscribers. That's insanely awesome. It happened so fast. It's amazing. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button below. Also subscribe for more Serum videos on a weekly basis. Tell me how close you think I got on this sound, and if like there are any other tutorials that you think got closer to kind of help me out, because this was, you know, even though it was a simple sound, it was kind of difficult to figure out. I just had to play around with a bunch of different wave tables and FM styles and stuff like that, but it was fun to do. I enjoyed it. Alright, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.